Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Pretty Sex Driver Grant, aka Sandra Assassin, and welcome, Assassin family. We are back for another review of Basketball Wives Season 11. Of course, we are on episode 21, and you know, we are picking up from last week's big explosion, big shindig, which was the ladies confronting Jackie. Everyone finally getting to meet Brooke's man. And now we are picking up this week's episode, starting off with Miss Jennifer and Evelyn. And, you know, they are just sitting down and catching up and just, you know, talking about everything, talking about Miss Jennifer's wedding, what's to become of her and her future fiance's future, and you know, just the dynamic of the groups and the relationships and what kind of happened when they sat down to get answers from Miss Jackie Christie. But you know, the ladies are, of course, you know, just giggling, having drinks, and plus they said they needed to do it to have a moment to unwind and to also start talking about Brooke's divorce party or Brooke's divorce celebration, to celebrate Brooke, you know, finally being divorced from her husband and just celebrating who she is as a woman, as a mother, just someone that's just overcome so much within the last year. And you know, I think it's really, really nice that the ladies are going to plan Brooke a celebration to let her know that she's not alone and that her girls are in support with her and of her. And then we get Miss Jennifer like saying that they're glad that they're gonna do it and they're gonna have it. And we kind of get a flashback scene of Brooke celebrating her, saying that she had signed her papers and she had something to the courthouse to get the documentation in the process started, and to now be a single woman. So then we jump back into them talking about the Shauna Roaster, where Miss Shani came and she hosted, and talking about Miss Jackie's behavior and not really being able to get answers like they were hoping for, and saying they didn't know what to expect when Miss Jackie got up and started spinning around and opening up her jacket. And one thing about Miss Jackie, baby, she is not afraid to vocalize how she feels, but also to the ladies are now saying what I've been saying since the beginning, that baby, what we kicking Jackie up at this group for? We need Jackie. Jackie makes the circle. Jackie makes Basketball Wives, like all of the ladies do inside of the franchise. But Jackie is like a key staple to the LA franchise, which is now one franchise. So then our next scene is Miss Jacelle, and she is waiting on her fiance Natasha to come into town because her wedding is actually coming up in a few days, and Natasha's flown back. Her son Prince has flown in, and since all of her family cannot make it, another family member of Miss Jacelle has flown in to be attended at the wedding, and she is just so happy that Natasha is finally home and that, you know, they can finally walk down the aisle and be Mrs. and Miss. And I love that because you can tell, like, Jacelle is happy, she is very excited, not only to see Natasha but also see her son, and like I said, she just is so excited because everything is coming full circle, like her wedding, Natasha winning this women's WNBA, and it's just like such a big moment for both of them, and just to be able to share that and love and let others see it and experience it, I think is a very beautiful thing. And y'all, I just love the love that comes through the screen when you see them and they talk about their relationship and just how they've been there for one another. It just shows so much. It just shows so much. Oh man, I'm trying to think of the word, y'all. It just shows so much camaraderie of a couple in this day and time. Like, really want to say, I want to be yours forever. So now we are at Mrs. Brooks' divorce party, baby. And of course, we have Miss Brandy Maxill, Miss Jacille, Miss Jennifer, and we also have Brooks' sister-in-law coming to celebrate, as well as Brooks' mother and her mother's friend. And then we have Miss Evelyn come through, and baby, they are doing shots, honey. We are out by the sun, out by the sand in the sun. The waves are waving. Baby, we got on our bathing suits. I was gonna say our body suits, but they got on bathing suits. And baby, the girls are having drinks. And of course, Miss Brandy Axiel opens up to the ladies about how she feels about Brooks' man and about the relationship. Because Miss Brandy is, if you ask me, is from an outsider looking in through the television screen, I feel like Miss Brandy is a lot of people's friends that could see their friend in a bad situation or relationship, and they're not trying to not see their friend be happy, but they just see things are just moving at a very fast pace. And knowing what Miss Brooke has been through, and I feel like Miss Brandy's just trying to do what any good friend would do, which is protect your friend. And you know, everyone has their thoughts, and they're just looking at Miss Brandy like, girl, you shouldn't be coming on Brooks' relationship. You shouldn't be saying anything about Brooks' relationship. And like I said, I feel like Miss Brandy is doing it from a place of genuine concern and just this is my friend. And it's like I tell y'all all the time when I do my reviews, if you go back and watch previous seasons of Basketball Wives, you can see the closeness of Brandy and Brooke. So now that you know, I think the group has expanded and people have came in, left out. Things are kind of like shifting and twisting. And baby, I just want them to work things out, and I don't want them to get to a place of they can't come back from as friends. Me personally, because like I said, I like Brooke and Brandy's relationship. I think they balance each other very well from what I've seen in previous seasons. And now Miss Brooke has not arrived, but now all of the ladies and Miss Brooke's mother are at the bar, and the question gets posed to Miss Brooke's mother that is she happy that Brooke is in a relationship? Is she happy with Brooke is now with? And she said, honestly, she's happy for her daughter. She's the happiest she's ever seen her. And, you know, she's happy that she's in a relationship, and their relationship is their relationship, and no one else's business, and no one should have anything to say about it but Brooke and her boyfriend at this time. And so I'm in agreement with Brooke's mom, because honestly, also too, Brooke is a grown woman. She is in a relationship with someone who she has chosen to be in a relationship with, and it's up to Brooke about how the relationship moves and plays out and go on and so forth. So Miss Brooke is finally here, baby. and she's in her lovely green, and she's getting in the pool, and they are having a ball. Do you hear me? The ladies are laughing, taking shots, sitting around, having, you know, just a good time. But then Miss Jacelle comes and grabs Miss Brooke, and she pulls her to the side for a moment. She wants to just talk to her. And so they go back inside, and they sit down, and Miss Jacelle is being very vulnerable with Miss Brooke and telling her, letting her know that she appreciates her and by her standing by her, and she wants to ask her to be the holy matchmaker uniter. She wants her to unite her and Natasha at her wedding, which Miss Brooke would be like a minister or a priest, you know, making their wedding legal in the state of California, LA, and you know, we get a very real, sincere moment, which we get a lot of real moments, but this one is like a very real, sincere moment. Like, you can feel it through the screens, the emotion, the camaraderie they have for one another in their relationship and in their dynamic, and the tears are flowing. And then next thing you know, the ladies come up and they join, and they ask them, is everything okay? Because, you know, they're trying not to let their emotions overflow, but, you know, they're overflowing because they care about one another. The ladies come up and they're like, what's going on? What's going on? And Brooke says to all the ladies that Miss Jacelle asked her to unite her and Natasha's wedding, and all the ladies are shocked, but also they're all very happy because they're like, oh my gosh, this is good, this is a good moment. And I love this because guess what, y'all? There's no fighting, there's no cussing, there's no drinks throwing. We're having a good time, and I love that. And then Brooke's sister-in-law comes upstairs, and she has to tell Brooke, you know, hey Brooke, mama down. And when I say that, I mean like, mama had turned up, baby. Mama had partied with the girls. She had let the girls know she was still hanging and slanging with them. And, you know, it was time for her to, you know, take it down. But I appreciate the turn up. Mama was in full support. So, ow. So then we get into our next scene, and it is Miss Jennifer Williams, and she is talking to some of her business partners behind her film that we have seen a little preview of inside of the show. And if you follow her on Instagram, she actually just released a trailer to her project. I'm definitely saying, shouting out, please go check out Miss Jennifer Williams on Instagram so y'all can see the trailer because the movie looks very good. But she's on the phone with one of her producers of the film, and you know, they're talking about if she wants a voiceover part taken out or left in, and when are they looking to premiere the film. And Miss Jennifer is letting him know that, you know, she wants to wait a moment before she just releases it, and she wants to, you know, still make her final decisions on the film and cuts. And you have to understand, if it's your project, you know when you're ready, and you also know when it still needs a little work for you. Because if you are like anybody that creates a craft, you more than likely are got that OCD, the perfectionist, so you want to look and be a specific type of way. So I completely understand where Miss Jennifer is coming from. And you know, it seems like her business partner is also understanding, and you know, they're still going to move forth with things, but right now they're just going to take a seat back. So we then get into our next scene, and it is Miss Brooke and her mother, and they're meeting her sister-in-law, and they are looking at houses. And Brooke is looking for houses because her man told her, you know, he moving to LA, baby, and they need a home and a house together, and he wants her to go out and look for houses. But on this particular trip, he was actually supposed to come, and he is not here. And Miss Brooks says, she wants him to be here because finding a home is a partner-made decision, and she's just very sad because he had to cancel and he could not make it. And she says, this is not the first time he's canceled on her or had a change in like their plans. And Miss Brooks says she cares about him and she cares about the relationship, but she wants somebody who is presently going to be there, who is physically going to be there within her relationship, and that is going to be around. And her mother and her sister-in-law, are talking to her, and they're listening and also sharing their opinions about how they feel as well about, yes, he should be here, and buying a home is a partner-based made decision, and just how the relationship is. And Miss Brooks said, like I said before, this is not his first time. He actually supposed to come sit down with her and meet with her at a taco place, and they're gonna show like a little snippet of it within the scene, and you see like he ended up calling her, canceling, telling her he's not gonna be able to make it, and she ended up just eating a taco alone. And that's not, I'm not saying because she said he's a good lover, he's very romantic, so I'm not gonna take away from him being a good romantic partner, but as a person, I feel like when you are in a relationship with someone, you can only disappoint them so many times before they realize that either you're not as serious about them as that you're saying that you are, or you're not as focused on the relationship as they are in building and growing. It's just like it gives out the wild like signs that maybe this not the person who I should be wanting to spend the rest of my life with, but I'm not for sure. They, like I said, Miss Brooke and them, we were just having a conversation with her mother and sister-in-law, and she said she's just not comfortable picking out a house, and she said she knows her sister-in-law has 4 more properties that she would like to show her. But I think you can just hear in like Brooke's voice and how she is talking about it that she is getting to a point, which as people, we all do. We all get to a point in relationships and partnerships where, baby, if you're not meeting me where I'm at, if you're not trying to help me, or we ain't trying to build and grow, what we doing? So y'all, in our next scene, it is Miss Jacelle and Natasha, and they are looking at the wedding venue that Miss Jacelle picked out, and pretty much they are going over like the landscape, how everything's gonna be set up, where they will be standing, where Miss Brooke will be. She's pretty much just giving Natasha a rundown of the day and how everything's going to be, and they are sharing like their moments together and just matching, and it is very cute, it's very beautiful, and you can just tell that just Jacelle is very much so ready to baby walk down the aisle and say, baby, this my wife, we in this for life, we thugging it out, period. And I think it's very beautiful just to see them and to see the love. And like I said, if you have been watching since the last season when Miss Jacelle first came on here, she has been riding and talking about this wedding and talking about them in this moment happening. And just to see it come full circle is a very beautiful thing as they are preparing. And so then we get into our next scene, which is Miss Brooke and Miss Brandy Maxwell meeting up and sitting down to catch up and talk one-on-one as girlfriends. let's just say things are looking like they're gonna get a little spicy and interesting amongst the ladies. So they sit down and Miss Brooke tells Miss Brandy, you know, she doesn't want to hear I told you so, I knew. But she does share with Miss Brandy that her and her guy have broken up. And let's just say Miss Brandy was very much so, so no wedding date, no 12-12. And like I said before, like I said earlier within my review, I know Miss Brandy is coming from a good place in her concern, but when a person also asks you not to be like I told you so, or to like know, they're letting you know that your indications about the relationship were to be right. I don't think you should go and also kind of like gloat about it, be cheerful about it. But I don't think Miss Brandy was cheerful. I just think, you know, she knows Brooke. She just knew this situation wasn't gonna work. It's just simple as what it is. And then we get into, you know, about Brooke's ex and him cheating, and then saying that Brooke probably shouldn't have left him. And Brooke's like, well, just because you stay doesn't mean I should stay. Like, the buttons are getting pressed and things are getting flown across the table. When I say things are getting flown across the table, as we've seen within the season, Miss Brandy Axel has been very open about her ex's past and about how she's overcome that. And the things that are being said at the table at this moment are implying that, you know, she stayed. And Brooke said she could not stay with a cheater, and she said once a cheater, always a cheater. And Brandy posed the question to her, like, so you think Jason still cheating on me? And Brooke said, I would hope not. And I just feel like this sit down conversation, it just went left really, really fast. And for them to be friends and to be, you know, I know friendships as an adult are very tricky to maneuver through. And this just seems like right now where Miss Brooke and Miss Brandy are, they are in a tricky place in their relationship. And how are these ladies gonna get through it? I'm not really for sure. But I hope that they can, and I hope that they can get to a place where they can talk about it and it not be this. It's not a this for that scoreboard, or just a respect thing. So you guys, we move out of that scene and then we transition into our next scene. And baby, for the second time this season, we have Miss Shawnee O'Neal on the screen, and she is sitting down with Miss Jackie Christie, baby. Y'all, I keep telling y'all, Jackie can't go nowhere. Jackie can't go nowhere. We need Jackie Christie on Back at Wild Wives. I said this. Okay? So, we have Miss Jackie Christie and Miss Shawnee O'Neal. They're sitting down. And, you know, the ladies are expressing about, you know, the last time what happened when they all tried to sit down and meet up. And Jackie apologizes and says, you know, she's sorry for her behavior and her actions. And she said, you know, when Brooke called her that first meeting, she just knew things were not going to go right, go well. And even Miss Shawnee says, you know, she thought things were going to go better and she had planned for things to go better. And she just wanted to sit down and talk to Miss Jackie to have like a one-on-one and a clear it out understanding that, you know, she understands where Jackie was coming from, and then, you know, confiding in someone about how she was feeling and how she felt. And Miss Shawnee was like, you know, Jackie, I never want you to feel that way. I never want you to feel like you're not important to me or important part of the group. She's like, I know it's just like a lot of misunderstandings, but you know, maybe that was the lesson in all of this, of communication within the misunderstanding. And she even asked her, she's like, you know, in future references, Miss Christie, if you got something you want to say, you got something you got for chest, girl, just FaceTime me. And I liked it because her and Shawnee ended things on a positive note. Things ended very well. And we know that Jackie is still in the motherfucking fold, like I said, like I thought, like I knew. And now we get into our next scene, and baby, it is the day we've all been waiting for. It is Miss Jacelle and Natasha's wedding day, and baby, Miss Jacelle is in the back, and she is getting her makeup done, being as a pamper bride should be, you know. And she gets a call from Brooke, and Brooke's letting her know that she is on her way and that she has something for her and that she's going to send it to her once they get off the phone. And the next thing you know, Miss Jacelle receives what Miss Brooke sends her, and then she hits play, and it's a video from her best friend, her family members. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, y'all. Her family members, you know, who could not make it on her special day, sending their loves, their blessings, and, you know, their well wishes. And Jacelle's mother even said in the video that Natasha is her second child, and she is happy for Jacelle, and she is happy that she is in love and she's found somebody. Like, y'all don't understand, well, I'm not gonna say y'all don't understand, but that all that within itself, I know, had to be very emotional, very overwhelming, because guess what? It's your big day. You want the people who you love there, besides the person that you are now becoming in union with, it just to have them send videos and share how they feel and just the well wishes. It's a very beautiful piece, and I am thankful that we got to see that. And oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so sorry. Let's get to our next part. It's still we're at the wedding, and so we see Miss Brooke talking to Miss Evelyn and showing her certificate, letting her know that she can you know, ordain this wedding or what have you. And you know, she also shares that you know, with Miss Evelyn, that her and her guy have broken up, and you know, where she is emotionally and how she's just feeling. And the next thing you know, we get Mrs. Jennifer coming through the scene, and she says she is very happy to be at the wedding, you know, take her mind off of everything that's been going on with the movie and her fiance having to pay his restitution. And you know, it's giving her an idea of how she wants her wedding to be. And we have an open bar and open service of food, and the ladies are getting them some drinks and getting them some meals, and they're sitting down. And then baby, next we got popping up on the screen Miss Brandy and Meg Steele, and baby all brown for the brown love, period. And got the high top ponytail, and she walks in and she's giving Miss Jennifer a hug. And then we cut to Brooke in her interview, and you know, Brooke says she has not spoken to Brandy since their sit down, and she's just, you know, gonna keep it light because, you know, they're at Jocelyn's wedding and she doesn't want to ruin the day. And I'm like, please let's not, because it's a wedding, okay? I don't want to see angry bride because I don't think nobody wants to see bride when they're angry. So all the ladies sit down, and baby, let's just say you can feel the tension with a broomstick. And Miss Evelyn makes the comment that they have 2 more to go, and Miss Brooke is like, what you mean? We got 2 more to go. I mean, not Miss Brooke, Miss Brandy or something. We got 2 more to go. Okay, but we cut away from that, and then we get to see our beautiful bride to be, Miss Jacelle. Your dress, beautiful. The song that VH1 played as you were coming out and coming around that corner, beautiful. To see your now wife standing up there, and before you even could get to her, baby, she was already crying. Like, so they exchanged vows, and they were very sweet. And then we get just them to say I do, and we get the biggest, juiciest, wettest kiss on camera, period, from wife and wife. And then y'all, we break back out and we sit back down at the table, and Miss Jacelle comes around and she asks the lady, she's like, y'all couldn't wait for the bride to come out to eat because she's seen the plates. And she's just walking around speaking to her guests, and Miss Jennifer and Miss Evelyn and Miss Brooke are all sitting at the table with Miss Brandy. And then Miss Brooke gets up and she walks and goes to the bar to grab her something. And so Miss Jennifer then asks Miss Brandy what is going on between her and Miss Brooke, because, you know, she's like, girl, you said round two what? And she was like, oh, you know, Brooke broke up with her man, and it was a lot of stuff that her and Miss Jennifer were both concerned about, in which Miss Jennifer did share the same concerns like Miss Brandy. And, you know, she was just sharing how she felt about her friend, and then the next thing you know, Miss Evelyn asks the ladies, do they want anything to drink? And Jennifer says she wants a glass of champagne, and Miss Brandy asks for a drink. And Miss Evelyn gets up and she walks over to the bar, and Miss Brooke is standing there, and Miss Evelyn shares with Brooke that Brandy is at the table with Miss Jennifer, sharing about the relationship that's ended between her and her man. And, you know, Brooke's not pleased, Brooke's not happy whatsoever, and she's trying to figure out why is Brandy telling Jennifer that she said she would share when she wanted to share her business with everyone, and she's not understanding why Brandy is doing that. And she's like, she's also gonna get up and actually exit Miss Jocelyn's wedding because guess what? She does not want to get into it with Brandy at this very moment. And y'all, things have heated up, but I want everyone, if you are watching Basketball Wives with me, I think it's very interesting that there's a set of rules and they're all set differently for everyone amongst the cast of Basketball Wives. And I'm just saying these are things that I've noticed like in other seasons and even within this season. So it's okay to dig in one person's past and discuss their past and their business, but it's not okay for us to discuss delicate and intimate conversations that have been shared with amongst everyone. I'm very, very glass-stick. I'm very fiber and glass-stick about it. And, just on my notice, I see how, do y'all see what I see? Because I see it. I be seeing a different deck of cards for everybody to pull and play at the table. But, then we get into Miss Brooke, just telling everyone goodbye, telling Miss Jacille she appreciates her and she thanks her for so much for letting her be a big part of her wedding. And Brooke is just hugging and telling her how she can have like a seat next to her wife. And they are sitting around eating. And Brooke is leaving and she hugs Evelyn, Jennifer, and she does not hug Miss Brandy. And Miss Brandy's like, no hug for me. And Miss Brooke was like, no. And she kind of kept walking on. And Brandy asks Evelyn, she's like, girl, what did you do? What happened? What did you say? And Miss Evelyn said, girl, I just told her that you told us that her and her dude broke up. And Miss Brandy was kind of like, girl, wait, what? Well, she's like, I don't understand why it's a big secret. Everybody already knows about her and the man's relationship and kind of how everything is. So Brandy's not understanding why Miss Brooke is upset, and she also is not understanding why Evelyn decided to go tell Miss Brooke about what they were at the table discussing. And y'all, that is how we close out this past Monday's episode of Basketball Wives, Season 11, Episode 21. And baby, all I can say is, from the preview of what's coming next week, where we're getting a trip, the girls are going out of the country to celebrate Miss Jacille as their new bridesmaid, also Miss Jennifer's bachelorette party. So it's like all-in-one type girls trip situation. We actually see Miss Cheyenne back on the camera with Miss Jackie Christie as well, coming on the trip with these ladies. So that is definitely going to be interesting. Guys, it's me, your girl, Pretty Sexy Driver Brand, aka Son Assassin. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's have a discussion and let me know your thoughts of this season of Basketball Wives, Season 11. And until next time, see y'all. Oh, also, dropping the Girls Club and Wigging Out with Tokyo Styles. Bye.